Welcome to Songwitch, where music and mysticism meet. I'm your host, Tammy Wood, a singer-songwriter and forest witch. Join me as I share my journey of transformation, explore sacred rituals, and reveal my creative process where songwriting becomes an alchemical act of turning emotion into melody, and where each note is infused with intention and magic. Sainty. Welcome back to another episode of Songwitch. Hi, what are you doing? You playing with your ball? Can I have it? Can I have it? It is such a beautiful day today. It has me in the best mood. It has been so cold and so dreary for what seems like forever. February is always the worst month for me as far as like seasonal affective disorder. By February, I'm so done with the overcast, I'm done with the cold, I'm done with the rain, I'm done with it all. I'm kind of an extremes person. I either want it to snow or I want it to be beautiful and sunny. I don't like a lot of the in-between. Don't get me wrong, sometimes a nice overcast gray day, rainy day is great for like the moodiness and just sort of going within and being an introvert and turning on the fireplace. But I can only take so much of it. So, this sunshine has me feeling great today. And what's weird is I was just out here last week and it was snowing. It was crazy. So, today it's like in the 50s. Still cold, but a lot warmer than it was. Oh my goodness. So, I have a lot to talk about today, astrology-wise. There's some pretty significant stuff going on that I'm excited to talk about. So one of the things is Mars has been in retrograde since early December. And so Mars is the planet of doing, of action. It's a masculine planet. It's a fire planet. And when it's in retrograde, it can kind of make you feel stuck, which is how I've been feeling. Hi, Booger. What are you doing? Where's your ball? There's your ball. You should go wash it off in the river. It's all sandy. All right, so Mars has been retrograde since early December, and it just went direct this week. So I didn't know any of this stuff. All I know is the last couple months I have been really stuck, and I've probably even mentioned it in a podcast or two, maybe. I don't know, because I've recorded so much content over the last few months that I have not edited and posted. So I can't even keep track of what you know and what you don't know. And that's because I've been so stuck. Because I would come out here, I'd record a bunch of content, and then I wouldn't post it. I would just be stuck. And now I understand why. And I just started to feel like the momentum start to come back this week. Before I knew that Mars had been retrograde and that it was stationing back direct this week, that was already happening. And so then when I read all of that, I was like, oh, well, there you go. So I don't even know why I'm surprised by this anymore, because it just keeps proving itself to be true over and over and over again. And by it, I mean astrology. I mean, like, all of this mysticism and, you know, these spiritual practices like astrology and moonology. It's all real shit, and it works. And sometimes I stray from it, you know. I'm just like, I don't know, I'm over it. And I just don't want to think about it. And I just want to be numb. And that's okay. But then something like this happens where the Mars retrograde theme comes up and it completely resonates with how I've been feeling. And then I'm like, it sucks me back in a good way. There's some really beautiful driftwood out here. This is like a bend in the river, and I think all this driftwood like kind of accumulates right here on this corner. And it looks like there's some new stuff since I was out here last. Wow, this is a really cool piece. Oh my goodness. Definitely have to take that. Those look like mushrooms on top. Wow. That'll look really cool when I paint it. All right. That's kind of a cool piece too. Kind of. Nah. That's cool. I love like just really like worn down, smooth pieces of driftwood. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. I've collected a lot of different ones. One of the things I thought of was making like some wands, magic wands to sell on my Etsy page. Maybe like with attach some crystals and I don't know, other pieces of wood or moss or something. I don't know yet. I just know that I keep collecting and that something's going to come to me. It's something that I've definitely learned over the past few months, is how to just trust that things will come together. I used to try to control everything, and I thought that's what I was supposed to do. I thought I was supposed to make things happen, and like I've learned that. But I heard this quote the other day that said, "We're human beings, not human doings," and I love that. That just sums it all up perfectly for me. Because that's what I need to practice more of, is just being. I think I was so afraid of just being lazy or complacent or, I don't know, judged by society for not being aggressive and going after things. And I've learned that those are not those things are not important. What's important is to slow down and listen to the universe. I never understood when people would say that the universe was here for us, or the universe wanted us to be happy, or, things like that. I would be like, what does that mean? Because does the universe have feelings? But I think I understand it now. It's just, I've been trying to figure out how to articulate it, though. It's a little difficult, but I'm going to try my best. So the way I see it is, everything's connected. And we're all connected to each other. We're all connected to the universe. We're all one. So the universe wanting us to succeed or be happy or whatnot is in the universe's best interest, because we are part of the universe. So everything is set up for us to succeed. The tools are there, the answers are there, everything is there. But it's our job to figure out how to be able to see it, how to access it. Because I believe that a long time ago, humans used to just access their intuition and live that way just naturally. This piece of wood has some really cool designs on it. I never know what these things are. I don't know if it's made by bugs or what, but so yeah, we got away from that. I think as society started to advance, technologically, we started shifting our priorities from being present. No, don't do that. You're gonna get sand all over my stuff. You gotta do it. You can do it over there. Go over there. Yeah, when society started to advance, we started shifting our priorities, and being present was not important anymore, so we thought. And so over time, we've programmed our brains into believing that we need to control things and push and force things to happen. But we are now learning that it's best to unlearn those behaviors and deprogram ourselves. Because we know what we need to be happy. We don't need to make it happen. It's already within us. I also heard something the other day that said, they said, shit. I forgot. Damn it. It'll come back. Don't do it this way. You're going to get your stuff get the sand all over my stuff. I love it when my dog is happy. Funny thing is, the same things make me and my doggy happy. We both love being out here, almost more than anything. Okay, I think I remembered what I was trying to say. So I heard a quote a couple days ago from someone who said that we decided to incarnate here. We have a reason to be here. So it's our duty to figure out what that reason is. And the way we do that is we think about what makes us feel like we matter. Some people say, I have to find my why. But he said he doesn't like that because it becomes like an analysis or some kind of an analytical thought, whereas you want to be more creative about it. And you do that by saying, what makes me feel like I matter? This makes it more personal, like it attaches a feeling to it. A why, finding your why isn't really a feeling necessarily. So it makes it easier if you look at it. It's the same thing, you're just looking at it a different way. So I thought that was pretty cool. And it goes along with this whole new moon in Pisces that's happening now. So I'm just going to read a little bit out of my Moonology diary here. And by the way, if you're wanting to get into this stuff, this is a great place to start. And I still use it all the time because it's just a great way to keep me on track. It's very simple to follow. It doesn't require a lot of work. There's not a ton of stuff to read. It's just, kind of short and sweet and easy to understand. So every new moon, there's a page in here that talks about it. And so this is the new moon in Pisces. And the key words and ideas for this lunation are fantasy meets reality, dreams made real, second chances in love, meditate, meditate, meditate. So Pisces is the planet of dreams. It's ruled by Neptune, which is all about dreams, and it's kind of the trippier kind of planet. So fantasy meets reality, and dreams made real. That's why those themes are coming in. I think the second chances in love thing is because Venus is going retrograde next week, I believe. So there's some themes around that as well that can't remember if she talks about that here or not. But. So it says, this new moon is taking place in the sign of dreams and soulmates, Pisces, and throwing out a challenge to us all to look on the bright side and to believe in our dreams. However, there's an undercurrent too. We're being urged to see what happens when we expect the best rather than the worst. Reason being, the new moon is clashing with the planet of positivity, Jupiter, while also taking place quite near to the planet of pessimism, Saturn. So there's a lot of stuff going on. And as you can see, it's not just about like where the moon's at, all these other things play into it as well. The planets and the moon and the sun and all of that stuff works together to create a profile, basically, of life. Nope, I'm going to take my glasses back off because I can't read. It says, it's time to hope and believe your dreams can come true. Just don't paper over any cracks. Not sure exactly what that means. She's Australian. So. Ultimately, the energies are positive, so do expect good things. So that's what I'm taking away from this. Jupiter is the planet of plenty. And even though this new moon is clashing with Jupiter, as the world's leading astrologer Robert Hand once said to me, there's no such thing as a bad Jupiter transit. I love Jupiter. If you're finding one of your relationships, personal or professional, challenging, do what you can to make it better with an optimistic attitude, but also take reality into account. Be happy and optimistic, but know where to draw the line and don't accept the unacceptable. Overall, this is very much a new moon to ask yourself, what really matters to me? And am I living my life in accordance with that? Also note that just after the new moon, the planet of love and abundance, Venus, goes into one of her rare retrogrades. They happen about once every 18 months, and this one will last until mid-April. Between now and then, expect chances to make up with someone if you've fallen out, but you still care. And then, so that's one page, and then there's just one more page, and then there's a few little writing exercises, one page of writing exercises. So it's 3 pages, basically. It's pretty quick. So what really matters? This is one of my favorite exercises to do when Venus goes retrograde. Venus is all about what we really value. As such, when she starts to go retrograde, it's time to work out what really matters most to you. Once you're clear on that, start to live in a way that supports your priorities. Reevaluate everything if need be. How? Simply grab a pen and paper and off the top of your head, write down the top 5 most important things to you. Are you living your life in accordance with them? I think these are good things to do just to check in with ourselves once in a while. I guess maybe that's why Venus goes retrograde every 18 months. Maybe this is our chance to check in with ourselves and just, make sure that we are living our life in accordance with what matters. And then the last part is how to work with this moon. So what you do, you have to know your rising sign. And if you don't know it and you need help, let me know. So if you know your rising sign, you look down here. I know my rising sign is Virgo. And so it says Virgo is 7th house. So then at the beginning of this book, it lists all of the houses in the full moon and the new moon. So right now we're in the new moon. So I'm going to go to the new moon section. And that is on page 12. So it says new moon through the houses at the top, and then it goes through and lists them 1 through 12. So mine is 7th. So every month it moves to the next house. So next month the new moon will be in my 8th house, and after that would be the 9th, and so on. So this month it's in the 7th house. How is your love life? This new moon is happening in your love zone, which means you're getting the chance to reinvigorate your love life. If you're single, this is the perfect time to draw a line under the past and to move on from your old loves, your old dreams, and any old heartaches. If you're attached, you probably already know about the importance of keeping your relationship fresh, and this new moon brings in the energy for that. This is the first time I've read this, and that is right on, because I've been thinking a lot about the Venus retrograde and how that's going to affect my love life. And this is just really right on point for me. As soon as I read the first sentence, how's your love life? I was like, well, of course, Tammy, of course. Again, why are you surprised? Because this is just how it goes. This is just when you're tapped in to the universe, you start to see all of these synchronicities. And I remember last year when this started happening, when I had my awakening, my mind was so blown by it. I was just like, it was like a high. Like I don't know how else to describe it or explain it other than it made me feel high. And I think I've learned over the past few months how to stay more balanced with it. Instead of like getting obsessing, hyper-focused. That's another thing I've learned about myself since being diagnosed with ADHD. I would hyper-focus, and just really intense, and then I would burn out. And that's been my cycle for as long as I can remember. So this feels really good to have a more balanced approach now to this stuff. It's just, I accept it. It is the way it is, and there's no need to go crazy. It's still going to be there tomorrow and the next day as I tune in to my spirituality. It's always going to be there. It's not going anywhere. I think maybe that's what I was afraid of. I was afraid I would lose it, But I'm not feeling that way anymore. And that's cool. It was cool to feel excited about it, though, too. I mean, I think that was all part of the process, It was like, when you start to get into it and you notice all the synchronicities, yeah, it's exciting. You wake up, you're like, I've been asleep for so long. I didn't see any of these things. I didn't see the signs from the universe. I didn't see the the beauty and the synchronicities, and when you all of a sudden wake up and you do see them, it's just like it's emotional, it's beautiful. But now I've had some time to sort of process it and have it settle in, and just make it part of my daily existence versus just something that happens every now and then and is magical. It's like it's magical all the time. I got some other books too, just because I have such a thirst for knowledge, and I'm really trying to figure out a way to organize my life and like integrate spirituality with my daily routines and stuff. And I haven't found one book that works for me yet. The Moonology one is great, but there's just not like a ton of room to write in it, and I need a lot of room to write. I thought about maybe I just need like a separate like journal for that. But I wanted to try out some other planners and just see what they were like as well. So I got this one called Llewellyn's 2025 Moon Sign Date Book. Moon Sign Date Book. Llewellyn is my grandmother's name, but no, this is not Llewellyn. I wish Llewellyn was a witch. She is. We all are. Some people just don't know it. So this one, let's see, at the beginning of February. I'm going to do this part later. I'm going to do a separate podcast for this stuff, because otherwise this is just going to go on way too long. What do you think, Sainty? We ready to go? What time is it? It's 2 o'clock. Are you enjoying yourself? You look very happy. I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh, you're going to get all sandy. You're going to get all sandy. Huh? You're going to get all sandy, boogers. Oh, I love you too. Kiss, kiss. I love you. Mm-hmm. You're giving me all that oxytocin. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's get up and let's get going, okay? Got stuff to do. Got work to do. I'm excited to do it. All right. Peace, love, and music, y'all. Thanks once again for tuning in. Looking forward to more of this. Oh, and there's a person over there, so that is perfect timing. Bye. Happy new moon in Pisces. And everything's going to be great with Venus in retrograde. It'll be fine. It's not bad. I'll talk more about that later.